What's going on, y'all? It's your boy BootStrapBilly. Today is a film analysis day. Today we are going to watch back one of my fights, and I'm going to explain to you guys what my strategy was and what I'm trying to do during that fight. However, before we get into it, I'm just going to show you a few things in practice mode. The first thing I'm going to show you is the fact that you can slip a knee to the body. It makes no sense. You can basically dodge a body strike by moving your head. It's pretty broken, and I used it in this fight. It's a slip elbow when someone is trying to knee you in the body. So it looks just like this, and as you can see, it does a shit ton of damage. I mean, it's 197 right there. Sojo's head health is already a little bit low, so that does help. But the point is that if someone's spamming body knees on you, this is a phenomenal counter, and you'll see me use it later in the fight. The second thing I want to show you is a contextual knee bar that I hit later in the fight. So if you are in half guard top and your opponent is constantly trying to sweep you to backside and your character has 3-star leg locks, so I'll show you in Davision's moveset here. He has 3-star leg locks, which means that he has every leg lock animation that there is. You don't get any more leg lock animations or submissions after 3 stars. And this is what I used right here. Knee bar, half guard top, transition defense counter. So what you do here is when your opponent activates this animation right here, this transition, you hit L2, R2 and flick the right stick towards whatever side they're transitioning towards, kind of like if you were denying it, except you're holding L2 and R2. So it looks just like this. And as you can see, it looks like they get the transition, but no. Plot twist of the century, you get this really cool, saucy, contextual knee bar. That's all I wanted to show you. Let's get into the fight. Alright, so here we are at the fight. You will hear a little bit of live commentary here and there from me, but I didn't actually talk much during the fight. So one thing I should have done during this fight is that my opponent is in southpaw, so anytime he throws a lead hook, I could have block countered. Not really something I did. If you don't know what a block counter is, anytime your opponent throws a hook or an overhand that lands on the lead side of your block, you can instantly counter with your own unblockable lead hook. Not something I really did in this fight though. So that is one point to learn, and I will be talking about the mistakes I made and the good things I do as well. Here's some good body work. I'm looking for that slip uppercut. He slips it himself, counters. Very nice. So here you see me going in with that lead leg feint to a body roundhouse, or lead leg kick feint, sorry. So a lead leg kick feint into a body roundhouse. It's a great way to close the distance on an opponent who just keeps on backing up, and that's what this guy did. He backed up quite a bit during this fight. So that's a technique I use to close the distance. There, I use it again. Here I'm just looking to move my head, man. You don't always have to counter with head movement. Sometimes you can just move your head to make your opponent whiff. There he catches me with a flying knee while I was going to the body. Now I knew that he was going to go low because I was rocked up high, and there I hit him with a body shot block counter. So earlier I was talking about how you can do a block counter if a hook lands, right? So that would be an up top block counter. But if someone throws a body shot, or a body hook I should say, if someone throws a body hook and it lands on the lead side of your block, you could instantly counter with a lead uppercut, and that's the body shot block counter. Or if it lands on the rear side of your block, then you can instantly counter with a rear uppercut. In this instance, his body hook lands on the rear side of my block, so I instantly counter with a rear uppercut. As you see, lands on the rear side. Throw a rear uppercut, bink into a nice little 2-piece. And here his body health is really low, so I throw in another roundhouse and then a body knee for good measure. There, I try to set up a head kick with the body straight. It's one of my favorite head kick setups in the game. Is just a simple body straight to roundhouse. It's very deceptive because the body straight gets your guy to duck down really low, and then you go up high. There's another leg kick, man. That's definitely a mistake I made during this fight, is that I didn't check many of those. He didn't have too much of an emphasis on working the legs, so it didn't actually affect me too much. But man, like just something like that, that's so predictable. Definitely something I could have improved on. There I go low then high. Gotta mix it up with your boxing, man. Can't just go to the body, can't just go to the head. Gotta go low, high, 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 low. Mix it up, keep it unpredictable. Now here we're just on the inside of the pocket, just banging. I'm looking for that slip uppercut, to no avail though. Now here he's starting to throw the body knees. And at the beginning of this video, I showed you that body knee counter, and he gets really predictable with these body knees, which you'll see as the video goes on, and how I counter those. So here, this was just really bad, man. This was just a mistake. This is an absolute blunder. I'm really trying to force the jab to spinning back kick right here. Something I'm just trying to force. And you shouldn't try to force things in this game. If it's not there, it's not there. Let it go. But here I try to force it. Now what he could have done is just countered with a front kick, right? If you were to just plant and throw a front kick right now, it probably would have rocked me, because I'm still stuck in the animation from the spinning back kick. So he easily could have countered me, rocked me, done me dirty. Didn't really counter though. I mean, he tried with the leg kick. Didn't really work though. Didn't really work for him, that is. There I lead in with that technique again. However, he intercepts with his own jab straight. So that kind of caught me off guard. Nice little teep there. And a knee up the middle as well. And this is another example, man. I'm going to be exposing myself on the bad things I do too. I was really trying to force that jab to spin to the body. And as you can see, I go jab. And he just catches me with his own jab as I'm trying to spin. Puts me in hit stun, so then he gets another free shot on me. Just can't try to force things in this game, man. Nice little teep. Catching him on the way in. The teep doesn't necessarily do a lot of damage to the body, but it's just a great way to control distance. Great way to keep your opponent off guard, especially if you throw him moving forward. Then it'll push him back. Here we get into a weird little headbutting contest. Not sure what that was about. And here I bow to him and he flips me off. Pretty mad about that. My feelings are still hurt. Alright, so here we are at the start of the second round. And here's where I really start to put in some work. And you'll start to see some of the things that I talked about in the beginning of this video. Now there was that feint inside leg kick to a body roundhouse. I used that quite a bit against this guy, and he didn't really catch on for the most part. He wasn't blocking that body roundhouse. I probably used it a little too much, but this guy didn't really catch on, so I kept on using it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now that was just a bad whiff. I thought that I'd be able to have a head kick there, and if I'm not mistaken, he was blocking low. It was just out of range. Missing head kicks is definitely something you don't want to do in this game. See, he was blocking low. So I had the right idea, just the range wasn't right, and that's why it's really important to box the body, to kick the body, to get your opponent thinking low, because you'll never be able to set up strikes to the head and be able to rock your opponent if you don't mix it up. So yeah, he was blocking low, but I just whiffed it. Now look at my stamina, man. As you can see, my long-term stamina depleted a little bit there, and that's why you don't want to miss head kicks in this game, or any spinning head kicks, or really just any big technique. You know, anything that requires a lot of effort. It certainly drains your stamina. Here was the head kick setup that I was talking about earlier in the fight. The body straight to roundhouse. It's really nice because it gets your character model so low, and then you just go up high. There I try going to the body, but he blocks me. Good defense, man. Now another read I should have made actually is just how predictable he gets. Really spammy with his combos. This guy did. So right there is rear uppercut, lead hook, rear uppercut, lead hook, rear uppercut, lead hook. He did the same combo 3 times in a row. I definitely should have capitalized on that. Not exactly something I did, but you'll see later in this fight that when he gets really spammy, I certainly take advantage of that. And that's something you can't do in this game. You can't get predictable, because as soon as you play someone who's, you know, has the slightest clue of what they're doing in this game, they start to pick up on your tendencies, you're fucked. So he gets really spammy with the body knees, and that's what I was talking about, man. Screwed himself by being predictable. He throws 3 body knees in a row, and I did exactly what I showed you guys at the start of this video. I slipped the 3rd body knee right here. I slip it, slip elbow, starches him, man. Look at this dude's head health. You can see it's full. He has no damage done to him, and 1 elbow takes all of it away. That's tough, man. That's tough. Here I go in for the ground and pound, looking for that finish. So close, and he slips the last strike. Man, quite unfortunate. Now here's the first grappling exchange of this fight, and I'm not exactly pleased with how it started, but I'm pleased with how it ended. First we posture up, try to land some, slips one of my strikes. Now he instantly goes for this backside sweep. Personal weakness as a player is I get swept from half guard top way too much, but just keep in mind, man, he went for this backside sweep, and I punish him for it later in the video when he gets very predictable with it. He gets very predictable, and I just knew that as soon as I was in half guard top, that's the first thing he wanted to do, was to sweep me. So here he tries to submit me with an arm bar, and you'll notice this weird thing about this guy's submission offense is that he's very jumpy. I'm just chilling in the corner and he's jumping back to the middle. I think at one point in here I spend like a whole second just chilling in the corner right here, man. And he keeps on going back to the middle. It was just weird, but not in a good way. Not in a good way submission offense by him. Here I get full guard top. And I'm not feeling too bad about it, you know. I'm not feeling too bad. Now, something I exploit from this dude is a rookie mistake he's making. He's punching me with this right hand. Okay, this right hand that is holding the top of my head. It's a big mistake. Now here I just mistime it, but when you punch someone with this hand, with the hand that is holding the head, so if it was the left hand, it'd be the left. Whatever hand is holding your opponent's head, though, they can get a free posture up. So as you see, I deny that armbar attempt. He punches me with this right hand again sometime soon. Right there, free posture up. Right? So don't do that. Don't do that if you're on bottom, and if you're on top and your opponent is doing that, take advantage of it. I do it again, man. He tries punching me with the hand that is holding the head. Free posture up. It's undeniable. No stamina attacks. No nothing. And I do it again 3 times in a row. I don't know if this guy just didn't know that that was a mechanic in this game or what. But I don't know. It certainly worked in my favor though. Here I just use a couple feints to get to half guard. Now here's what I was talking about earlier in the video. The contextual knee bar. Oh my god. That was so saucy, man. I was feeling myself when I hit that, man. I was hyped. And that's just a simple matter of just picking up on your opponent's tendencies. I knew from earlier exchanges, from the first time I was in half guard when he swept me, I knew that he wanted to sweep me into half guard, or backside, sorry. He wanted to sweep me to backside when I was in half guard top. So I predicted that, went for the knee bar, and it was beautiful. That knee bar though isn't something you necessarily have to predict. You can hit it off reaction. Not super hard. I mean, you're not inhuman if you do that, you know. Alright, so here we are at the start of the 3rd round. And here you will see that slip elbow counter a few more times, man. Such a nasty counter if your opponent's being predictable. And here's leading him with those leg kicks again. I don't know if I checked that one or not. I really wasn't doing a good job of checking those in this fight. Oh, there's that teleport jab, man. Forgot to tell y'all about the teleport jab. So a teleport jab is when you lunge forward, wait like a split second, and then you fire off a jab. And what you get is this cool animation that covers a lot of distance and actually does a pretty good amount of damage as well. It's a great way to enter the pocket for an opponent who's backing up constantly. Similar to the feint inside leg kick to body roundhouse. That's a good way to enter the pocket for someone who's backing up. And the teleport jab is another great way to do that. So here it gets predictable with the body knees. Oh my god. Sleep. Can't be predictable, man. He kept on trying to double and triple up those body knees. So I was just using this counter. Nice little slip. Bink. Absolutely starch him. And here he slips one of my punches, man. I was mad. Thought I was going to be able to get the finish for sure. There I went low with the body kick. Knew that he'd be thinking about up top since he was just rocked really badly. Something else that my opponent occasionally did was he'd get really spammy with his hooks. I think I definitely could have tried for like a pull uppercut or something. And there's my guy being mad predictable again. Now that time, instead of looking for a counter, I simply just slipped the uppercut. This was the combinations that he 3-peated earlier in the fight. Rear uppercut, lead hook. So there, instead of trying to counter, I just slipped the uppercut and let him have the stamina attacks for it. As you see, I mean, you know, he lost about half his stamina just for whiffing one strike. So with head movement, sometimes you can just use it defensively and take your quote-unquote counter as your opponent losing a shit ton of stamina. There, I almost had the slip elbow from the knee, just a little bit out of range. Very unfortunate, but you know, I may or may not hit it again in this fight. We'll find out. It's a nice little lead hook. Oh, actually I don't hit it in this fight. I forgot what happened. So here was just some nasty work with the elbows, man. I know y'all saw that 12-6 elbow. I don't know what possessed me to do such a thing, use such a weird move, but it landed. And then I go up top with the rear elbow. Now this is why working the body is so important in this game, is because working the body is what set up this strike right here. If I hadn't boxed the body, if I hadn't kicked the body earlier, he wouldn't be thinking about me going low. He wouldn't be thinking about that threat. So the reason this elbow landed is because, as you see, he's blocking low when I throw it, right? You see his hands are down, he's blocking low, and that's just because I've been working the body. I didn't get a single body health event in this fight, and yet the body work is what set up this win right here. It's what set up this elbow right here. And then here I throw a rear elbow, and I just intercept him while he's mid-strike. Rock him really bad again, and I'm just praying that he doesn't slip one of my strikes. End up getting the finish. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is something new, and I think I might make it a more regular series on my channel. You know, when you're fighting live, when you're trying to live commentary it, it's really hard. It's not easy to play the game and try to do your best while also explaining to the viewer what you're doing. So by doing these post-fight commentaries, it's much easier for me to explain what I'm doing and in detail. You know, when I go live or when I'm recording fights or showcases, I can kind of give you a glimpse of what I'm doing, but you know, this game requires a lot of concentration, so it's hard to tell you exactly what I am doing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, let me know in the comments below. I certainly enjoyed making it, because like I said, it's a bit easier to give you analysis post-fight. But yeah, with that being said, thank you very much for watching. If you like UFC 4 content, this is the place to be. Have a good night.